Mr. Genius here. I'm here with Sylvester Barzey, author, writer, and friend, and we're going to talk to you about his new book, Terrifying Tales. Features 10 short stories, and I'm just going to ask him a couple questions about it. So, Sylvester, man, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Doing good, man.
How's your day going so far?
It's all right. We're out here in the park. I got the family running around somewhere.
All right.
Somewhere, I don't know. Probably a bad dad moment.
All right. So, I know that you're from, Bronx, New York.
Mm-hmm.
So, when did you come to Georgia?
Actually, when did I come to Georgia? First, when I left New York, I went to culinary school in Rhode Island for a little bit.
Wow.
Yeah.
Another fun fact I didn't know about.
Yeah, so if I left there 17, I probably made my way down to Georgia 2008, maybe 2007.
So how was the change coming from New York to Atlanta? Your lifestyle, getting around. It's not as easy to get around.
No, not at all. Especially I don't even know if I want to say this, but I don't drive. I don't have a license. I don't drive.
Right.
So New York was different. I'd hop on the train. I could get anywhere I wanted to. And just connect to the buses. But this, it was kind of like a culture shock, I guess.
Yeah.
Because people down here, they're real nice. Not to say that New Yorkers are mean or anything, but it's just a whole different attitude.
Right. It's like a hospitality thing.
Yeah.
How are you?
Mm-hmm.
In New York, everybody's about their business.
Yeah.
They keep it
I
straight.
remember one time when I was in high school, I was just walking to the bus and I said hey to somebody. And he's like, "Can you say hi?" I was like, "Oh, okay." Ooh, I don't even know why I said hi.
Wow, man. So let's talk about the book. Terrifying Tales of Suspense.
Yeah.
So how did you get into writing?
I've always, it sounds cliche, but I've always written in some form of another. I've done poetry for a while, and storytelling's just something I always liked. I always liked storytelling. I would just do short stories for the most part because my attention span didn't stay long enough to finish out a full book. So.
Okay, so pretty much just creative writing as a whole.
Oh yeah, it's just an escape. It's an escape from the real world for the most part.
Right, so a stress reliever.
Yeah.
Anything you're dealing with or coping.
Yeah.
You would write.
Yeah, because younger, I dealt with a lot of depression and stuff. So writing would just be an escape. So I don't know. People ended up in my story a lot because that's how I dealt with it.
How you dealt with it, write about them and say, oh, don't read this because you might recognize somebody in it. So what made you want to create Terrifying Tales of Suspense? I mean, it features 10 short stories ultimately. So, how did you get to this point to where you wanted to do that?
Well, my main focus was writing my novel, Planet Dead. That was my main focus. But then I started interacting with other writers, and they're like, oh, well, you should get something out there before you do Planet Dead, just to prove that I can write. So let people know that I actually have something before they go drop money on another book. So I was like, okay.
Pretty much, this was your mixtape.
Yeah, it was. There you
Before
go.
the album.
Yeah.
Before the
album came, I dropped the mixtape. Yeah.
Nice. So, was this something that was in the planning? Did you always want to do this, or as far as getting it done, did you just say, okay, this year, I wanted to make sure I put out this?
Oh, you mean I've always, everyone has a dream, something that's in the back of their mind. And
Right.
It's oh, I would love to be a writer. I would love to be a writer and own a comic book store. Those are my two life goals. That's about it. But it's just the way my life was going. It never seemed like it was gonna happen. And then at some point, I was just it's not gonna happen if I don't make it happen. So last year was the goal. The goal didn't happen. This year it's gonna happen. I got everything all set up.
Right. Yeah. Okay. All right. Amazing. So, do you have a favorite story within your book?
That's actually hard. I think my favorite story might be The Body, because that was one of my stories that I actually did get published in another form.
Oh, wow.
It was an online magazine published it.
Congrats.
So thank you. And my wife, she's featured in it, and my two best friends. So,
Okay. Yeah, you don't have to spoil it.
No.
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 I'm sure we're gonna check it out. And then was any one of them harder to create than the other? Like, was the body harder to write than one of your other stories?
I feel like, I don't know, like, because I love horror, so sometimes, like, things like the body, like, it's easier to write about vampires and zombies than it is to like, pull out fear from just a regular circumstance. I don't know if it's easy to explain.
Okay,
that.
so then why horror? Like, why horror outside of just because it's easy? Like why that genre to write about? And
it's just something that I've always loved horror since I was a kid. Like, I can sit and watch horror movies all day. I've watched tons of them, and that's actually because of my sisters. Like, before I was like 5, I was terrified of horror. Like, I didn't want to deal with nothing. I didn't want to hear Freddy. I didn't want to do nothing like that. Right. But like, my mom, they left me with my sisters to just, because she went out, and they put on Candyman. And I was terrified. I was just done. I was like, no. And they're like, no.
I think I was also afraid of Candyman. Yeah. That was one of the top 5,
especially
top 10.
Growing up in New York. It doesn't take place in New York, but we have that park with like the red bathroom, and I saw that. I was like, no, that's across the street. I can't do this. I can't. But they're like, no, sit there, and then they proceeded to lock me in the bathroom and turn off the light. But after that, like, it was either stay scared or grow to love it. And I just love it.
So, okay, between, thrillers, suspense, and horror, like, all horror for you, like, do you still favor suspenseful movies, or it's not enough for you? Like, it's not enough to catch you?
I mean, I think like suspenseful movies and like thrillers, they're great because of the plot. Like,
the build up.
Yeah, you get pulled into the story. You're like dying to know what happens. And horror, I love it because there's a comic relief to it. Like, yeah, granted, somebody's dying and it's tragic, but I mean, like, there's just something funny about how someone, like in The Evil Dead, someone got impaled with a tree. That shit was funny. It was like, I laughed. Maybe I'm twisted. I don't know.
Maybe a little bit. No,
yeah,
I'm kidding.
maybe.
But hey, you like what you like. So, if you could talk about your creative process, from starting out your first short story ever written to finishing the book, how did that change as far as time management? Maybe even if your style of writing, certain words that you were like, okay, I'm not going to use these in the next 5 stories. Tell me a little bit more about
when I first started writing. It was just an idea would pop in my head. Like, everything I write it's kind of like, because like I never really read too much as a child, so I watched movies. So everything I write, I just picture it in my head.
Right.
It just plays out as a movie. So I would just write it and I'd throw it aside, be like, okay, it's out, it's done. But now, when I'm looking at it as a craft and I actually want to excel at it, I edit more, I go back, I revisit, I switch words and sentences around, like have a thesaurus and all this other stuff. So everyone does. It's on the internet.
Like, I'm wondering if that helicopter is going to cause a rift. I know we've had some people run through here.
Yeah.
So, you're quite busy, between family man, you even personal train a little bit here and there.
Yeah.
I mean, you have an actual job.
Yeah.
You have a child. So how do you manage all of that while writing? I mean, that's got to be difficult to give everyone a piece of you to get everything done.
Well, my son's a mama's boy, so like he only wants my attention for maybe like 25%, maybe 10% of the day. Like, he'll pull me down, we'll play toys, and then it's just like, all right.
How's that make you feel? As a father, is that
it hurts sometimes. I'll like. That's why I bother him so much, because I'm like, you're gonna pay attention. You love me.
You're gonna appreciate it.
So,
which I think is great that you actually are active and you want to get more involved, despite him.
Yeah, him pushing me away. It's fine. Like, I mean, we both have like he's 3. He doesn't really talk too much, but he loves wrestling. He loves John Cena. Like,
really?
John Cena will pop on.
That's awesome.
Whatever's going on, he hears that music, he just stops. And then he comes and sits down, and he's just like,
I'm focused now.
Yeah.
Like, show me more. Like,
yeah. I forgot which pay-per-view it was, but John Cena lost in the end. was just like hell for the rest
It
of the night. He was just
crushed
like just cried. I was
he
like,
felt the wrath
Yeah,
that John
I
Cena
know.
felt from losing.
I think it was when he was feuding with Bray Wyatt. He hated that.
That's
Like-
funny. That's why I mean, I actually follow wrestling a little bit. I haven't as of late, but I used to follow wrestling with my brother all the time.
Yeah.
So that's pretty funny that
Yeah.
he's a huge fan of John Cena at
Crazy.
3.
Like, I guess the WWE knows what they're marketing to. Like,
Exactly. Like, so again, back to your time management. How do you do you sit down? Do you try to make a schedule? Do you try to make a to-do list? All right, I'm going to dedicate an hour or two to writing this night.
I
And then
try
make sure...
to, and I would love to be a person that follows the schedule, but no, it's just
It's a work in progress, right?
Like, yeah, Sunday I'll wake up and I'm like, well, I'm gonna schedule out my week. I'm gonna wake up at 5. I'm gonna write. 5 o'clock will hit. I'm going back to bed. Yeah. And so for the most part, like, really what my boss doesn't know, but like sometimes I edit at work. Like if I really have nothing to do, I'm just
maybe you shouldn't say that on camera. But hey, what you're telling me is you probably edit on your break, like you edit on your lunch break.
Yeah, I do that.
Which is great.
Sure,
Make total use of your time.
Yeah,
because that's what I would do. I'm on my lunch break, and I'm passionate about something. I want to make sure, I have some time to get it
That's
done.
how it is with art. You just like some people can realistically maybe get time to sit down and be like, oh, I have 2 hours. I'm gonna write like 3 or 4 chapters, or I have 2 hours. I'm gonna paint. But like, some people, like, we got other worlds going on. Like if I have 10 minutes, I'm still 10 minutes. If I have 5 minutes, I'm still 5 minutes.
Absolutely.
Basically, if you're not screaming for my time, if you're not telling me, Sylvester, we need to do this, then Sylvester's gonna be right. That's what.
Right. Absolutely. I completely agree with that. So, it sounds like you just kind of use what you got.
Yeah.
And make things work, to your advantage.
Yeah.
I mean, some days it doesn't always pan out that way, but like I say, you're a work in progress. You have goals. You have things you want to do, things you want to get better at, and you're gonna continue to push yourself to do it.
Yeah.
So, what do you suggest to fellow writers or authors, man? As far as the process, what could you tell even aspiring youth or anybody, even people our age that want to write, that want to get into something that
It's all about like learning the craft. Like it's one thing to say you want to be a writer, and then it's a whole nother world. Like you can sit down and you can write the story, but then you gotta learn marketing, networking. You gotta, and then if you want to be a horror writer and you've never read a horror book, and you've never seen a horror movie, that's like you gotta know like the tropes and things, what a reader is expecting from you.
Right.
Like I sat down and I wrote a romance story once for like NaNoWriMo or something. It's like the whole month of November. It's writers get together, and the whole month of November your goal is to finish a novel in that month.
Okay.
So
Nice.
I was just like, well, I mean, I need a
Go ahead
break
and-
from horror. Let me write a romance.
Let me go ahead and write that. And how did that go? How was that?
Well, I didn't finish it. But then as I was like writing it, I was like, there's not much romance going on in this. Just a whole lot of plotting and murder and things. So I don't know. It's just like if you love something, take the time to get to know it. Like I listen to podcasts, I watch YouTube videos, I read books about writing.
Right. So you're heavily invested in what you want to do,
Yeah.
which is great, because most people don't do that.
Yeah.
People talk about, I want to, get into just a random example. You want to get into accounting.
Yeah.
But you never picked up like a finance magazine or like anything on wealth.
Like if you want to do something bad enough, you're gonna find a way to do it, and you're gonna learn. You're just gonna push yourself. That's what it is. If you want it, you gotta go out. You gotta go get it.
Right. So outside, I know your family, your wife, your son, they push you.
Yeah.
But what else? what else motivates you? I mean, I know you want to make a living, but what else motivates you to write? I mean, I know it's an escape, but are there any other factors involved in that?
Like for me, it's like I enjoy writing. I love writing because like for the most part, like being married was probably like the best thing that happened. I mean, it is the best thing that happened. It's the best thing that happened.
The best thing that ever happened to him.
Yeah, but it's like then I have this like second person in my life because like I build up this story in my head. I'm like, oh, this is amazing. This is all right. And then
Right.
I give it to her, and then she's just like, well, why don't you do this?
I don't really like that.
I never thought about that, but I don't like it. And then like after I get over my ego, I'm like, okay, it makes sense. That's
Right, or I can try this and see.
So I love writing for myself, but I like someone sitting down and reading my story and like, this is good. I like this. Or I got this from that. And I don't know. Maybe it's an ego thing. I do like just producing something for someone else. So
Right.
it's good.
And if someone takes, I guess, a liking to it,
Yeah.
and they feel like, okay, this is really great. I want to show other people, and that's another form of networking marketing. That's people that you want to reach, of
That's
course,
true.
of course, with this. So, is there anything in particular you would like to tell people about your book? Like,
It is called Terrifying Tales of Suspense, but it's not like, I don't know, maybe I'm jaded from horror, but I don't think it's terrifying. Like I don't think there's like one story where I'm just like, oh my god.
right?
But so don't be scared away from the title. Just check it out. It has some really good stories. I think.
Right.
Bias.
Hey, well, the link is definitely going to be in the description. I'm going to post his social media, his website, and a link so that you can purchase his book and check it out. Please do. I know you have some other projects coming up, so I don't want to forget that. So
oh yeah.
tell us about that.
I started with Planet Dead, and I was just all right. Planet Dead for me is like,
And it's Planet Dead, what, Bloodthirsty,
yes,
correct?
Planet Dead Bloodthirsty. It's my debut. It's my debut novel.
Okay.
And it's like in my head it's gonna be a series, just like Planet Dead Bloodthirsty and Planet Dead so and so. But it's like, it's my baby. I love it.
It's your
Like,
baby. And,
yeah.
okay, and so to anyone that purchases the Terrifying Tales of Suspense, you do have the first chapter of
Yes.
Planet Bloodthirsty towards the end of the book, so you can get a first look or a first reading of that.
Yeah.
So definitely go ahead and check it out. Again, Terrifying Tales of Suspense. Support a fellow author and writer, family man, someone who's really pursuing his passion despite how busy he is. So yeah, Sylvester Barzey, everyone.
Find it on Amazon.
Oh yes, Amazon. And again, the links will be in the description. But thank you so much, man, for being a part of this interview and
Thank you.
and getting
Thank
it
you.
done.
Yeah.
I really appreciate it, man. And I want to do more of these, and hopefully
Oh,
we
we
can get
can.
again for when you produce
I
or
will
when you
write
release.
another book to do this.